You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now, 8 o'clock, time for another hour of great music that came out in the 1960s with the 60s Nostalgia Show. The 60s Nostalgia Shows are kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. Cotter and Stevens have been in the Wairarapa for a long time, supplying quality workmanship, and also that is for the commercial or private sector. And if you want great service, just give Cotter and Stevens a ring. Playing in the background, of course, we've got Akabilk and Stranger on the Shore, and the reason I'm playing that is tonight we're going to have a look at the Billboard Top 100 for the week ending the 7th of July in 1962, and I thought we'd do that because we now have reached partway or halfway through 2022, and so we'll be playing some of the songs that were on that Top 100 60 years ago, and Akabilk was sitting there at number 19. It was a bit of a challenge picking out about 20 odd songs to play tonight. One of the reasons being that my collection around 1962 is not as large as other years, but the other reason was that a lot of the songs on the chart on the 7th of July 1962 were not all that flash. In fact, you could say they were pretty average. So once I put those to one side, the number dwindled down alarmingly. But I think we've got to probably bear in mind that the chart was at a time when the pop music industry around the world was in a little bit of a decline, and didn't really pick up until the Beatles came along. We just also need to bear in mind for tonight that the Beatles released their first single in October 1962, so this was a few months prior to that. So hopefully the songs I've picked out you will recognise and enjoy. The other positive, I suppose, is the songs are only about 2 minutes long.
What you would do. You stood there and hung your head, made me wish that I were dead. Oh, Johnny, get angry, Johnny, get mad. Give me the biggest lecture I ever had. I want a brave man, I want a caveman. Johnny, show me that you care, really care for me. Constantly, when he does, you never speak. Must you always be so meek? Oh, Johnny, get angry, Johnny, get mad. Give me the biggest lecture I ever had. I want a brave man, I want a caveman. Johnny, show me that you care, really care for me.
There are plenty of songs worse than that one. That was Joni Summers and Johnny Get Angry, and that was at number 9. So what we'll do first off is pick out a few songs from the top 10, and then we'll just pick songs from the rest of the charts. So at number 7 we had Claude King and Wolverton Mountain.
They say don't go on Wolverton Mountain if you're looking for a wife, 'cause Clifton Flowers has a pretty young daughter. He's mighty handy with a gun and a knife. Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Flowers if a stranger should enter there. All of my dreams are on Wolverton Mountain. I want his daughter for my wife. I'll take my chances and climb that mountain. Though Clifton Flowers, he might take my life. Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Flowers if a stranger should wander there. Well, I'm going up on Wolverton Mountain. It's too lonesome down here below. It's just not right to hide his daughter from the one who loves her so. Her tender lips are sweeter than honey, and Wolverton Mountain protects her there. The bears and the birds tell Clifton Flowers if a stranger should wander there. But I don't care about Clifton Flowers. I'm gonna climb up on his mountain. I'm gonna take the girl I love. I don't care about Clifton Flowers. I'm gonna climb up on that mountain, and I'll get the one I love. I don't care about Clifton Flowers.
Claude King there, and he doesn't really care about old Clifton. Next up, I think we'll have 2 in a row from a couple of sort of teen idols. We'll start off with Johnny Tillotson, Keeps Right On A Hurting, and we'll follow that one up with Freddie Cannon and Palisades Park. But first up, Johnny Tillotson.
I cry myself to sleep each night, wishing I could hold you tight. Life seems so empty since you went away. The pillow where you lay your head now holds my lonely tears instead, and it keeps right on a hurtin' since you're gone. It keeps right on a hurtin' every minute of the day. Every hour you're away, I feel so lonely, and I can't help it. I don't think I can go on, and it keeps right on a They say a man should never cry, but when I see you passing by, my heart breaks down and cries a million tears. You broke my heart and set me free, but you forgot your memory, and it keeps right on a hurtin' since you're gone. It keeps right on a hurtin' every minute of the day. Every hour you're away, I feel so lonely, and I can't help it. I don't think I can go on, and it keeps right on a hurtin' since you're gone.
At number 3, 60 years ago today in the States, Ray Charles with one of the greatest songs ever recorded.
I can't stop loving you. I've made up my mind to live in memory of the lonesome time. I can't stop wanting you. It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life in dreams of yesterday. Dreams of yesterday. Those happy hours that we once knew, though long ago, it still make me blue. They say that time heals a broken heart, but time has stood still since we've been apart. Yeah. I can't stop loving you. I've made up my mind lonesome time. I can't stop walking. It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life in dreams of yesterdays. Those happy hours that we once knew, long ago, still make me blue. They say that time heals a broken heart. Time has stood still since we've been apart. I can't stop loving you. I said I made up my mind to live in memories of the lonesome time. Sing the song, children. I can't stop loving you. It's useless to say, so I'll just live my life of dreams of yesterday.
Ray Charles, the beautiful I Can't Stop Loving You. We're bringing the time to 18 and a half minutes after 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Colin Stevens, the electrical maestros down in Martinborough. Next up, we've got number 2, and that's Roses Are Red by Bobby Vinton, and we'll follow that one up with number 1, and it's an orchestral called a stripper.
Roses are red, my love. A long, long time ago, on graduation day, you handed me your book. I signed this way: roses are red, my love, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, but not as sweet as you. We dated through high school, and when the big day came, I wrote into your book next to my name: roses are red, my love, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, but not as sweet as you. Then I went far away, and you found someone new. I read your letter, dear, and I wrote back to you: roses are red, my love, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, good luck, may God bless you. Is that your little girl? She looks a lot like you. Someday some boy will write in her book too: roses are red, my love, lips are blue. Sugar is sweet, my love, but not as sweet as you.
David Rose and his orchestra there, the Stripper, which was at top of the Billboard Top 100 60 years ago today. Right, next up, that cleans up the top 10, and they do get better in the rest of it. Starting off with this one that was at number 20.
When Liberty Valance rode to town, the women folk would hide, they'd hide. When Liberty Valance walked around, the men would step aside. 'Cause the point of a gun was the only law that Liberty understood. When it came to shooting straight and fast, he was mighty good. From out of the east a stranger came, a law book in his hand. Oh man, the kind of a man the West would need to tame a troubled land. 'Cause the point of a gun was the only law that Liberty understood. When it came to shooting straight and fast, he was mighty good. Many a man would face his gun, and many a man would fall. The man who shot Liberty Valance, he shot Liberty Valance. He was the bravest of them all. The love of a girl can make a man stay on when he should go. Stay on, just trying to build a peaceful life where love is free to grow. But the point of a gun was the only law that Liberty understood. When the final showdown came at last, a law book was no good. Alone and afraid, she prayed that he'd return that fateful night. Ah, that night, when nothing she said could keep her man from going out to fight. From the moment a girl gets to be full grown, the very first thing she learns, when two men go out to face each other, only one returns. Everyone heard two shots ring out, one shot made Liberty fall. Liberty Valance. He shot Liberty Valance. He was the bravest of them all. The man who shot Liberty Valance, he shot Liberty Valance. He was the bravest of them all.
We hold hands in the movie show, so they say that we're old-fashioned. Or we stroll beneath the silvery moon, and we carve our initials in the old oak tree. That's old-fashioned, that's the way love should be. Side by side in the booth in the ice cream parlor, where we play the Nickelodeon, and we dance when we hear our favorite melody. That's old-fashioned, that's the way love should be. That's the way love should be.
The Everly Brothers there, and that's old-fashioned. In 1962, Ray Charles had released that landmark LP, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music, and I Can't Stop Loving You was on that particular album, and that one, as we played before, was at number 3, and at number 48, another track from that album was in the Billboard Top 100, and it's Born to Lose.
Born to lose, I've lived my life in vain. Every dream has only brought me pain. All my life I've always been so blue. Born to lose, and now I'm losing you. Born to lose, it seems so hard to bear. When I wake and find that you're not there, you've grown tired, and now you say we're through. Born to lose, and now I'm losing you. my life. I've always been so blue, born to lose, and now I'm losing you. Born to lose, and now I'm losing you.
At number 54 was Elvis with the all 1 minute 38 of Follow That Dream.
Follow that dream. I've got to follow that dream. Keep it moving, move along, keep moving. I've got to follow that dream wherever that dream may lead. I got to follow that dream to find the love I need. When your heart gets restless, time to move along. When your heart gets weary, time to sing a song. But when a dream is calling you, there's just one thing that you can do. Well, you gotta follow that dream wherever that dream may lead. You gotta follow that dream to find the love you need. Keep it moving, move along, keep it moving. Gotta find me someone whose heart is free, someone to look for my dream with me. And when I find her, I may find out just what my dreams are all about. I've gotta follow that dream wherever that dream may lead. I gotta follow that dream to find the love I need. I've gotta follow that dream wherever that dream may lead. I gotta follow that dream to find the love I need. Keep moving, move along. Keep moving, move along.
Let me tell you about Ahab, the Arab, the sheik of the burning sands. He had emeralds and rubies just a dripping off of him, and a ring on every finger of his hand. He wore a big old turban wrapped around his head and a scimitar by his side. And every evening about midnight he'd jump on his camel named Clyde and ride silently through the night to the Sultan's tent, where he would secretly meet up with Fatima of the Seven Veils, the swingin'est #1 dancer in the Sultan's whole harem. Cause like him and her had a thing going, you know, and they've been carrying on for some time now behind the Sultan's back. And you could hear him talk to his camel as he rode out across the dunes. His voice would cut through the still night desert air, and he'd say, which is Aramaic for whoa, babies, and Clyde say, well, he brought his camel to a screeching halt in the rear of Fatima's tent, jumped off Clyde, snuck around the corner and into the tent he went. There he saw Fatima laying on a zebra skin rug with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes and a bone in her nose, ho ho. There she was, friends and neighbors, laying there in all her radiant beauty, eating on a raisin and a grape and an apricot and a pomegranate, a bowl of chitterlings, 2 bananas, 3 Hershey bars, and sipping on an ROC Coca-Cola, listening to her transistor, watching the Grand Ole Opry, and reading Mad Magazine while she sung Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor? And Ahab walked up to her and he said, oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, which is Aramaic for let's twist again like we did last summer, babies. And she say, crazy baby. Round and around and around and around and around and around and Sultan walked in. Ahab knew that this was the end. Him and Fatima was caught by surprise, and the Sultan had fire flashing out of his eyes. Well, the Sultan charged at Ahab, intending to make a dent in his head, but he fled with Fatima, and out of the tent they went. They jumped on Clyde and started to ride, cutting out across the sand, with the Sultan's whole army in hot pursuit. On and on they ran. Well, to make a long story short, they got away, cause there wasn't no animal alive what could keep up with Clyde once he got started, cause he was the swiftest speed on the old desert babies. And they made it across the border where Ahab popped all his rubies and emeralds, and the bottom was swinging little split level pad, and lived happy ever after. Yeah, and that's the story about Ahab, the Arab, the sheik of the burning sands.
I don't think that song would get recorded these days. The politically incorrect Ray Stevens there, and Ahab, the Arab. Brought the time to 21 and a half minutes to 8 o'clock. Next up, we've got Little Eva, followed by Bobby Darin.
Every night I sit here by my window, staring at the lonely avenue, watching lovers holding hands and laughing, and thinking about the things we used to do.
Thinking of things
Like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark, like a sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now. Thinking about the things we used to do. Memories are all I have to cling to, and heartaches are the friends I'm talking to. When I'm not thinking of just how much I loved you. Well, I'm thinking about the things we used to do.
Thinking of things
Like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark,
like a sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now. Thinking about the things we used to do. I still can hear the jukebox softly playing. In the face I see each day belongs to you. Though there's not a single sound and there's nobody else around, well, it's just me thinking of the things we used to do.
Thinking of things
like a walk in the park, like a kiss in the dark, like a sailboat ride. What about the night we cried? Things like a lover's vow, things that we don't do now. Thinking about the things we used to do, and the heartaches of the friends I'm talking to. You got me thinking about the things we used to do.
Bobby Darin there, a song called Things, a song that he wrote himself. Right, next up we've got Jerry Butler on the old VJ label, and a song called Make It Easy on Yourself.
Breaking up is so very hard to do. If you really love him, then there's nothing I can do. Don't try to spare my feelings, just tell me that we're through, and make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. 'Cause breaking up is so very hard to do. And if the way I hold you can't compare to his caress, no words of consolation will make me miss you less. My darling, if this is goodbye, to him before you start crying too, and make it easy on yourself. Oh, make it easy on yourself. 'Cause breaking up is so very hard to do. It's so hard to do.
Jerry Butler, and yes, that's the same song that was later covered in the 1960s by the Walker Brothers. The song written by Burt Bacharach and Hal David. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and you're listening to the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical wizards down in Martinborough. Right, next up we've got the song Route 66, and this is not the Route 66 that most people will know. That song was written by Bobby Troop in the 1950s, and this song, Route 66, was written by the orchestra leader and arranger Nelson Riddle for a TV series. The Isley Brothers there, Twist and Shout, and of course that's the song covered in the second, I think it was the second LP that the Beatles put out, Twist and Shout. 8 minutes to 9 o'clock. Next up we've got Sam Cooke having a party.
We're having a party, dancing to the music played by the DJ on the radio. The Cokes are in the icebox, popcorn's on the table. Me and my baby, we're out here on the floor. So Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time dancing with my baby. Everybody's swinging, Sally's doing that twist now. If you take requests, I got a few for you. Play that song called Soul Twist. Play that one called I Know. Don't forget them mashed potatoes. No other songs will do. Let me tell you, Mr. DJ, keep those records playing, 'cause I'm having such a good time dancing with my baby, having a party. Everybody swinging, oh, we're dancing to the music. Yeah. On the radio, oh, we're having a party. Man, everybody's swinging, we're dancing to the music. Yeah. On the radio, tell them one more time, we are having a party. Yeah, and everybody's swinging. Oh, we're dancing to the music.
All right, time to squeeze in one more. This one was at number 26, a song by Neil Sedaka.
Do-do-do down, do-be-do down, down. Comma, comma, down, do-be-do down, down. Comma, comma, down, do-be-do down, down. Breaking up is hard to do. Don't take your love away from me. Don't you leave my heart in misery. If you go, then I'll be blue. 'Cause breaking up is hard to do. Remember when you held me tight and you kissed me all through the night. Think of all that we've been through, and breaking up is hard.
And Neil Sedaka there with Breaking Up Is So Hard to Do, bringing to a close another edition of the 60s Nostalgia Show, which is kindly sponsored by Cotter and Stevens, the electrical contractors down in Jellicoe Street in Martinborough. And the program was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7. All right, time for me to disappear out of here, but before I do that, I'll put on some commercial-free Kiwi music, and that'll take you right through until the next scheduled program. Right, quick look at the weather forecast for the next few days here in the Wairarapa, and tonight it's going to get down to a -2, so it's pretty chilly. But tomorrow it's going to be fine. Nor'westers with a top of 13. On Sunday, a low of 0 degrees, a top of 14. Mainly fine with northwesterlies. And on Monday, another frost, 0 degrees is the low, a top of 13 degrees, mainly fine. Nor'westerlies are changing southerly for a time. Well, it looks like we're going to have a fine weekend, although pretty chilly starts, and I know I'm going to notice the cold as I leave the studio, which has been a nice warm place for the last couple of hours. Another round of Ripper Rugby tomorrow, which is just exactly what I was thinking of doing, and looking forward to standing on frosty ground in the old red bands and getting cold feet, but at least it won't be raining. A fine weekend, and you've got a little excuse for not doing all those things around the section that have probably been suggested during the week. Bit of sport happening over the weekend over in Ireland. Hopefully the golfer Ryan Fox has a good second round. He was certainly hot in the first round and had a one-shot lead after the first round. So a great start for Ryan Fox at the Irish Open. Of course, good practice for him for the Open, which I think starts a week from today. Of course, the big sporting thing for this weekend will happen tomorrow night at Eden Park. The All Blacks take on Ireland in the first test, and it's going to be an interesting outcome given a lot of things, not the least being, I suppose, that three of the probably the first named or certainly bench players of the All Blacks are down with COVID at the moment, and will be interesting. Shouldn't read too much into the results on Wednesday, where Ireland got beaten up quite a bit by the New Zealand Maori, and the Maori team had some winners in the end, but they were playing probably a second string Irish side, and probably would have been a little bit rusty as well. So we can't read too much into that. I don't think it was a good win for the Maori All Blacks, but there'll be a different Irish team turning up tomorrow night at Eden Park. Right, that's my lot. Take care during the week, and we'll catch you next Friday night at 7 o'clock with the Blues Show, 8 o'clock with the 60s Nostalgia Show. You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station that broadcasts all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7 and elsewhere via our website arrowfm.co.nz, and you can also see programs on Wairarapa TV, which is a Freeview channel number 41. The time is 3 minutes after 9 o'clock. Time for some commercial-free Kiwi music.